Welcome to Operating System video lecture series. Myself, Dr. Prakash Chunki. In this class, I will be discussing about CPU scheduling algorithms, and I will focus on round robin scheduling algorithm. In the round robin algorithm, each process gets a small unit of CPU time, that is time quantum Q, usually 10 to 100 milliseconds. After this time has elapsed, the process is preempted and added to the end of the ready queue. If there are n processes in the ready queue and the time quantum is q, then each process gets 1 by n of the CPU time in chunks of at most 2 time minutes at once. No process waits more than n-1 into q time minutes. Timer interrupts every quantum to schedule the next process. The performance of the round robin or RR algorithm is, if the q is too large or if the time quantum q is large, then it reduces to FIFO algorithm or first in first out algorithm. If the time quantum q is small, then q must be large with respect to context switch, otherwise overhead is too high. Let us see the example of RR with time quantum equal to 4 here. In this example, we have 3 processes P1, P2, P3 and their corresponding burst times are 24, 3, 3. Let us draw the Gantt chart. Since all the processes will execute in the round robin fashion, that is first the P1 will execute, then followed by P2 for P3 for the time quantum 4, then this process will be repeated for the remaining for the processes in the list, that is in the ready queue. First the process P1 starts execution, it will run until 4 and its burst time initially it was 24 and it will be reduced to 20. In the next instance, P2 starts execution. Even though time quantum allocated is 4 here, but the P2 requires only 3 time minutes. It will run until 7, that is 4 to 7, and it will terminate. Then the P3 process starts execution at 7, and it will run for 3 time minutes because its requirement is only 3 time minutes, and it will terminate. Remaining process is only P1 here. Then the P1 will run for remaining 20 time minutes. That is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 from 10 to 30 here. For this Gantt chart, we can calculate the average turnaround time, average waiting time. Let us see the one example using this round robin algorithm. In the RR algorithm, typically higher average turnaround time than SJF but better response. The Q should be large compared to context switch time. Q usually 10 millisecond to 100 millisecond, context switch time is less than 10 microsecond. Let us understand how the time quantum and context switch time are related. If the process time is 10, that is from 0 to 10, if the time quantum is 12 here, then the number of context switches will be 0. If the process time is 10 and if the time quantum allocated is 6 here, then after 6 time minutes there is one interrupt or one context switch. Therefore, the number of context switch will be 1. If the time quantum is 1 and if the process time is 10 here, after every time 1 time minute there is one interrupt or one context switch. Therefore, the number of context switches will be 9. Let us understand how the turnaround time varies with the time quantum. In this problem, we are having the 4 processes P1, P2, P3, P4 and with their corresponding burst times 6, 3, 1, 7. In this graph, the x-axis shows the time quantum. It is varying from 1 to 7 and the y-axis shows the average turnaround time. For this particular problem, using the RR algorithm, using the time quantum 1, 2, 3, etc., I have to calculate the average turnaround time and I have to plot here. First, we'll see the time quantum q equal to 1 here, and we execute the round robin algorithm, and we find the average turnaround time as 1 here. Similarly, we vary the time quantum equal to 2, and we get the new value of the average turnaround time. Accordingly, we draw from 1 to 7 and we observed that the average turnaround time varies with the time quantum. Let us understand the round robin algorithm using a numerical problem. Consider the following set of processes with their respective burst times. Find the average turnaround time, average waiting time, quantum size is 2 here, and we have to use the round robin algorithm. We are having the process P1, P2, P3, P4 and burst times are 6, 3, 1, 7. We know that the round robin algorithm is a preemptive algorithm. Here the value of q is 2. the process P1, P2, P3, P4 along with their burst times are given here 6, 3, 1, 7. Initially the P1 starts execution, it will run for 2 time minutes and its time will be decreased by 2, that is 4 here. Then the P2 starts execution, it will run for from 2 to 4 and its time has been decreased to 1. The P3, it will, since it is burst time is only 1 here, it will run for 1 millisecond, 1 time minute from 4 to 5 and it will be terminated. The P4 runs from 5 to 7 for 2 time minutes and its size has been decreased to 5. In this case 4, 1, 0, 5 they are called as the remaining time. This is the first cycle. The second cycle again we execute the processes P1, P2 and P4 since the P3 is already completed. Then from 7 to 9 P1 will run and its size has been decreased to 2. Then P2 will run from 9 to 10, its size has been decreased to 0. The P2 is completed now. Then we are having P4, it will run from 10 to 12 and its size has been decreased to 3. This is the second cycle. In the third cycle we are left with P1 and followed by P4 since P2 is completed now. Then P1 will run from 12 to 14 and its size has been decreased to 0 now. Remaining processes P4 will run for 2 milliseconds or 2 time minutes. Its size has been decreased to 16. The size has been decreased to 1 here and it will run until 16. Next, from 16 to 17 the P4 will run and its size has been decreased to 0. Now all the processes have been completed now. Using this Gantt chart we can calculate the turnaround time and also waiting time. So we can scan from right to left and we can find out when the process is completed. P4 is completed at 17 and P1 at 14 and P2 at 10 and P3 at 5. Then we can find out the waiting time. Waiting time is defined as turnaround time minus burst time. Waiting time for the P1 process is 14 minus 6, we have to consider the burst time, that is 8, 10 minus 3, 7, 5 minus 1, 4, 17 minus 7, 10. Then you can calculate the average turnaround time and also average waiting time. Average turnaround time equal to 14 plus 10 plus 5 plus 17 divided by 4, which is equal to 46 by 4, which is equal to 11.5 millisecond. And average waiting time equal to 8 plus 7 plus 4 plus 10 divided by 4, which is equal to 29 by 4, which is equal to 7.25 milliseconds.